Good day, everybody. Rob here at WesternPacificWeather.com. It is currently the 30th of November, 2010. We're going to talk about Tropical Cyclone 03 Sierra, or south here in just a moment here out in the Indian Ocean. But still in the Western Pacific today, though, we have an area of low pressure basically extending south of Honshu out towards China here through the Ryukyu Islands. Radar is actually picking up on a lot of precipitation rate in this area right now. And this area right here actually looks like it's going to develop into a pretty strong area of low pressure, but it's still going to be moving to the south of Honshu, basically along this trough of low pressure extending from a even larger low up here near the peninsula of Kamchatka up in here. So as that area moves off, high pressure is expected to ridge back in by tomorrow over much of Korea and Japan, producing much fairer weather throughout this entire region here. But as already noted in yesterday's update, another area of low pressure is expected to develop off the stationary front on Thursday into Friday. As this starts to develop, it's going to be bringing pretty strong precipitation. And as we scroll down here, actually on Friday, you can see a very strong low in the Sea of Japan, actually looking like it's going to be forming a double low right here around the island of Honshu. So definitely going to be seeing precipitation throughout much of the island here from Ryukyu all the way up to Hokkaido, and possibly even some lake or actually ocean effect type of snow. As this area starts to move farther off to the north, you start to get that wraparound with winds coming from the northwest. Well, as that wind starts coming from the northwest, actually, if you can see on this one right here, you're going to have basically colder air running over this warmer water here in the Sea of Japan. So it looks like actually some pretty significant snow possible in the west coast of Hokkaido up here. But moving down to the south here, very nice weather today in the Philippines, Taiwan, all the way even over to Vietnam here. It's still an area of convection just to the south of the southern part of the country there. But otherwise, though, high pressure really dominating here. Philippines not looking like they're going to see any significant precipitation until Saturday. So definitely the monsoonal season has ended here throughout much of the island. Definitely as the warmer temperatures right in this region here are eventually starting to cool off as the axis of the Earth starts to tip the other way to the southern hemisphere, which is thus the reason why we have a tropical cyclone down there now. Showing it here, the Tropical Cyclone 3, some anticyclonic circulation with this, and it really did develop yesterday pretty significantly. There is a lot of good outflow on the northern and southern peripheries now as it moved into an area of less wind shear. The track looks like it's going to take it to the southern periphery of the Cocos Island here, the only land mass that really looks like it's going to be affected at all from this system. Possibly some outer rain bands possibly could affect it, probably some high surf along the southern portion of the island, but otherwise, though, not really going to be affecting anybody here. And here's the official forecast from JTWC here. Looks like it's going to max out right near typhoon equivalent strength, but not quite there. Definitely tropical storm strength as it moves south of the Cocos Island here. In the long range, there is a possible effect that it could move out towards Australia here, but likely not going to happen, as I really see this actually in the forecast starting to get really sheared up due to interaction with the high pressure to the south here in the southern polar front jet actually associated with it. Now, actually, we look at this as we look at a shear chart here, you can see what I'm talking about. Now, the system has developed rapidly just recently, and that's because it's just left this area of high shear rate in here, actually looking at about 50 knots of shear rate in there, vertical wind shear from the lower to the upper atmosphere. Starting to get into a little bit better area here, actually right around about 10 to 5 knots right in this region, but as it starts to move towards the south here, it's going to really start to pick back up in here. Whoops. Actually, as we look farther to the south here, it's seen about 70 to 60 knots of shear. Now, that's that association with the southern polar front jet I'm actually talking about here. So as right now, though, it looks like it's over the next 24 to 48 hours definitely going to peak out at its max intensity, but as it starts to drift towards the south, which is inevitable right now, it looks like it's going to just basically gradually weaken over water and not affect anybody. So good news there. The Bureau of Meteorology from Australia still has not picked up on this system, likely not going to, as it is several thousand miles out towards the west. System's actually a lot closer to a Diego Garcia than it is to Australia right now, so definitely not going to see any really significant impacts today out of this system. So that's all for today, though, with WesternPacificWeather.com. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, as always, please post to the shout box to the right, or you can always email me. So thanks once again for listening. Also, be sure to check storm2k.org. There is a thread on this system as well there. So have a great day, everybody, and let's have another update tomorrow. Bye.